different world.
Alright, boys, so we're in Game 3 of our tri-weekly LowElo 5v5 caster streams. So, two interesting team comps coming out here. We've got Diana jungle on one side, Lee Sin jungle on the other side, Annie mid, Mordekaiser top lane versus a Zed mid, and Fiora top lane. I don't know how Fiora matches up against Mord, honestly. I think that he has a lot of lane presence just based on his, what is this, Siphon something? Siphon of Destruction? So it's gonna be kind of interesting. Actually, it looks like they're sending Annie top lane and Mordekaiser to the mid, so Annie gonna be able to definitely throw down these long-range auto attacks. I'm not quite sure what Fiora is to do here. Might have wanted to consider potentially going for a flask start, just for a little bit of sustain there, but Annie is definitely going to be annoying to deal with, especially with the fact that she's got that support tree rolling through, so she's going to be able to get some additional value out of each one of those potions, also giving her bonus HP. No hook actually comes through on the bottom lane as they get scouted out and tri-brush. They just opt to not fight there. Alright. Minions have spawned. It looks like both sides are just going to take a standard jungle start here. Lee Sin starting over by his blue buff, and Diana by her red. They might meet up for in the top lane to get a level 3 gank down on each, but I'm not sure if Lee Sin, actually if Diana can keep up with the clear or be as effective in that fight, because Lee Sin's early damage can be quite high. This is pretty much common knowledge. Hook goes down to just prevent that damage from going through on that Krug camp there. High there immediately going into the middle lane and looking to get this Siphoning Strike Harass rolling through. It's basically his offense and his defense at the same time, so he wants to throw it down as much as he possibly can. Problem is he's missing a large amount of his farm while he does so, and he might end up losing a lot of these to this turret. He's actually going to tank that up with his passive shield a bit as he keeps this off the turret. Takes a Q from Embolation in the mid lane, and I'm getting a little bit of lag here. Let me see if I can't fix that. There we go, much better. Alright, so bottom lane, a little bit of harass coming out of Ace of Destruction. Kudri throws out the volley to just help augment that a little bit, but not too much is taken by J-Corn. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of it didn't even land on him. Hi there, 12, still throwing out those Siphons of Destruction to keep his shield up, keep the harass, and keep the wave back away from that turret. Top lane, please, die please, is just harassing Sheriff Wyatt very heavily. Sheriff just not able to get a word in when it comes to the minion wave. That being said, though, these minions are stacked up and pushing towards his turret very nicely, so he doesn't have to be too worried about it. Ignite goes through on Please Don't Die Please, and it looks like Sheriff Wyatt is actually going to get flashed on. Minions actually kill Annie after the fight, so it looks like one summoner is going to be used more on Annie's side than was on Sheriff Wyatt's side, and that might give Sheriff Wyatt the advantage that he needs. How much gold does he have? If he goes through and starts building a Hex Drinker now, he might be in a position where he can actually live through a lot of this harass or go for an instant all-in. J-Corn gets hooked in by Ace of Destruction. No flay backwards, surprisingly, to keep her in place, and now Kuju's just throwing out the auto attacks like crazy. Getting some serious trade win here on the bottom lane. Alright, so now level up for Kuju is going to put him in 3. He should have all of his abilities here. Yep, he's going to get pretty much everything. Hawkshot needs to be used, I'd say, on cooldown to try to scout out this Lee Sin, but It looks like he's not going to go. Lands on Kuju. Good flay backwards. He's not going to be able to step behind the Braum wall just yet. He finally gets there. It actually goes down. He might go down here. One last volley goes through, and he actually picks up the kill on J-Corn. Kuju trying to get the slowdown to came to game. Good flash flay is going to actually earn them a double kill. Very well played supporting by Ace of Destruction to make sure that his carry can get that second kill there. Most people would have backed off, but he said, you know what, I've got this. And I trusted my carry to actually get this damage in. Sheriff White goes in on please die please, getting actually chunked down by these auto attacks. The regen from these double rejuve beads and the Fiora passive should sustain him quite a bit here. But Sheriff Wyatt, please don't die please, please die please, is doing a lot of work with these the spell harass. Another all-in from Sheriff White. He's going to throw down as many auto attacks as possible. Looks like he's going to pick himself up a kill here, and that's going to put him ahead in this lane. That second kill might get him in range if he farms this lane well enough to get a pickaxe, and once that is down, Annie might be in for some trouble here. Fiora scales very, very quickly when she gets these kills, and it's only a matter of time when she gets it. Kuju going to proc that Braum stun, and looks like the explosive charge is going to pick up the kill for him there, right there in the mid lane. Still just trying to do his best to farm out against Imbulation. His passive shield doing an amazing job for keeping him protected here. And he's able to get that Hex Tech Revolver finished up. Jake Hornt and Cave of the Game just guard that Scuttler Crab in the bottom side of the map with their lives, just forcing Schnuggins off of it completely. Hi there, find Schnuggins in the brush. Envolation's not quite paying attention. Schnuggins gets popped down pretty low here. I don't think that Hi there can take him out, though. They both back up. Honestly, Envolution could have gotten a few more auto attacks in, but he elects not to. And I think Hi there might be able to heal up back to full pretty much with this spell vamp of his. And a couple words as well. It's got so much harass. All right. So now, Imbulation, kind of at half health here. Hi there, though, does not have his ulti up yet, so he's not in too much trouble. He needs to be careful not to take too much damage from the minions. That's his main thing. Sheriff Wyatt is waiting in the brush here. He wants to see if he can get the jump on Annie after she burns the stun, but I don't think that he's going to want to do it in between all of those minions there. Jake Hornt gets slowed down, just dragging that huge gun along. Volley doing a decent chunk of damage. I want to see what Kuju was leveling here real quick, because it's pretty important. A lot of people actually level this volley first for the poke damage in lane, and then use the Ranger's Focus as their sustained damage later in the game. I think that's probably the best option that I've seen, because the volley is a lot more mana effective now that they've changed her. It's only 50 mana to hit a bunch of people at the same time and do decent chunking. So I'd say 3 points in the W is probably a good move. Top lane, please don't, please die, please. Trying to take out Sheriff Wyatt. Gets ignited, and it looks like he's just going to be able to clean it up fairly easily. Sheriff Wyatt did not have the push on the minions there, and therefore didn't have level 6, even despite his previous kill. And that's just, the minions were too stacked up. I mean, there was a lot of minions there last time I looked. Uh-oh, Hook goes through, Cam the Game gets pushed through, Flay backwards. It looks like Ace of Destruction just kind of walks away from Kuju, walks next to him now, and takes additional damage from that saddle charge. Honestly, had Cam the Game, Ace of Destruction just stood there with Kuju and just auto-attacked that Braum, they would have possibly put him in a situation where he could have maybe even died. Hi there in the mid lane, looking to possibly kill Imbulation. Won't quite find the damage for it as he throws down that ulti. Good knockback from Jake Hornt. Uses a little insect move there. Miso takes down Ace of Destruction very, very low. Exhaust is used to protect their lives just a bit. Cam the Game throws the exhaust down on Kuju, considering the dive, but realizing he doesn't have the tankiness that he really needs to pull it off quite yet. Good double dash from Sheriff Wyatt onto Please Die Please, and it looks like he's going to chunk him for a decent amount and then be able to back up. That second Q, though, is doing some work. He needs to be careful. Please Die Please is just forcing these Qs onto his face and really, really just chunking him down over time. Alright, Sheriff Wyatt potentially looking for a mid lane gank. He knows that, or maybe he doesn't even know. But Mordekaiser doesn't have the ulti up, so he wouldn't be able to burst him out quite yet. He would do some good chunking, though. Schnuggins comes mid, looking for some additional damage. The chunking from Envolation just does nothing to this Mordekaiser right now. He's got part of a Zhonya's Hourglass as well. Hi there. Has to flash away from Ace of Destruction, dodges out of the hook, and then steps forward again, knowing that the CC is no longer there to threaten him. Honestly, Thresh could technically come back around for another gank, but it looks like... uh-oh, top lane, please die please, is flashing away from the turret, trying to pull Fiora in a position where he can get the kill. He does end up getting it there, having those tier 2... Actually, having those boots that Fiora doesn't have, so just able to keep up with him. Please Die Please jumped on by Schnuggins. Moonfall used to pull him back in, but it looks like Please Die Please just does so much damage. Q comes out, auto attack forward. One last minion hit will get the kill there, and it looks like Kuju's going forward. Ace of Destruction needs to come help out here. Honestly, they could clean this up fairly easily. There's nothing to be afraid of, Ace. You've got full HP there, and you should just be auto attacking like crazy. You need to use that range advantage versus the melee Braum if you're going to get this lane really pushed in your favor here. Walk up, flay backwards. Kuju's going to get picked off here, it looks like. Jump out by Tristana and push backwards means that he might be able to get out with his life. Hook onto Braum keeps him just kind of in this fight. Embolation flashes out for fear of getting Lee Sin QRQ'd since he was at point blank range. Yeah, Ace of Destruction's gotta be more quick on his plays in the bottom lane here if he's gonna really help his Ashe out. Alright, Lee Sin finds a pink ward in the Dimple Brush. Good map awareness to see that on his way to mid lane. Stun on the top lane. Sheriff Wyatt uses his double dash to get in range a little bit left. BM coming out of Annie. Envolation gets found in the jungle. Hi there finds him and throws his ulti. Looks like Envolation will go down this time. Dragon getting taken by red team. They're all so very low. Schnuggins is looking to enter this fight, but it looks like he himself is just going to get taken out by the Tristana. Good crit on her part is going to just knock him over immediately. Random is JTW. Welcome to the stream, friend. We're doing a little bit later night tonight. I'm trying to get one more game in after this one before I actually quit. Looks like our viewership has dropped down as the night goes on. That's perfectly fine. Social experimentation, my friends. I gotta figure out what the optimal times are. If going later than midnight isn't working, I might shift the stream up 1 hour. Might do something like that. Alright. Sheriff Wyatt really looking for a way in on this lane. Problem is he's so far behind in farm that there's not too much he can do safely. And he's got her ulti up a decent amount of the time as well. Embolation gets found out by Lee Sin. Q lands in. He shadows over the wall, and looks like Sheriff Wyatt's going to get a decent amount of farm here. Tibbers comes down. Ignite goes down. Sheriff Wyatt knows he's not getting out, so he decides to just jump in. He can't quite get there. Alright, volley out of Ashe there. Looks like they're just going to try to keep that wave force back. Embolation shows up in the top lane. It looks like yet another Q comes out of this Annie. Annie is getting quite large at the moment. Blue team really needs to be careful and kind of get this guy under control, but at the moment there's no one who's tanky enough to really even go up there for a gank. Zed can try, but if he gets stunned out by a Q from Annie, he's going to die to the Tibbers just like anyone else. Yeah, I honestly believe that if Fiora had gotten Hex Drinker instead of Tiamat immediately, they would have been much better off. Uh-oh. Hi, there goes Greedy for the turret. He's underneath the tower. Can he actually stay alive here? No, it's not going to be something he can do. Stun goes down on Ace of Destruction. Kuju's still under the turret. One more auto attack from the tower is not going to be able to take out J-Corn. These minions might do the trick, though, but he's going to be able to just pick up the last hits on him. Uh-oh. Schnuggins walks up to the bottom lane. Eyes on the prize, really looking for J-Corn rather than came the game. And honestly, you can get Game to Game for free if you just turn around and take it. Just take a kill is a kill is a kill. I know you want to greed out for both of them, but gotta get there. Oh my goodness, dude. Get this guy out of here. Banned. Just get your friends to click on the link. Easy way for riot points. I don't need riot points. There's like nothing in the shop that I really want right now. Like, really want. I have all the champs. It's good enough for me. Alright, Embolation just forcing up this mid lane here, trying to get these minions all cleared out. Bottom lane, looks like Ashe is forcing up as well. Alright. Not too much going on right now. Red team really focusing on the mid lane. Sheriff Wyatt goes in on top, throws down the Blade Waltz. Annie walks away from the turret. Good mechanics to make sure that he can't stay under tower safely. Oh my goodness, the Annie damage is enormous. Schnuggen's looking to see if he can catch up. Gets the shutdown gold and trades for the kills. Looks like they're looking for the slow on Ace. It does land, but they opt to not go down and get the kill. 2v2 on the bottom side of the map's not going to be enough, as it looks like Mordekaiser's quite strong in this matchup already. Game to Game's got that shrapnel on him. There's this blade, it's like metal, creeping death. Yeah, that's what it is. Alright. A little bit of farming right now. Dragon will be up in 115, so that'll be the next point of contention here. Actually, J-Corn burning his jump point blank on Zed. Actually, no, he didn't. I think he threw the salto charge. He hopped a little bit. I thought he just burned his jump. He did not. Uh-oh. Fight in the bottom lane. It looks like the ulti from Mordekaiser doesn't get thrown onto Kuju. I don't know what he's saving it for, but he's just not tossing it down. He finally tosses it. It looks like Kuju... No, he shouldn't burn down here. I believe he had a potion running? Yeah, he does, so he'll be fine. Mid lane. Schnuggens versus... Schnuggens versus Miso. Looks like Sheriff White shows up in the bottom lane, double dash onto J-Corn. He picks up the kill there. Middle lane, it looks like Schnuggens finally finds the kill on Lee Sin. Sheriff White looking for an additional kill on Game the Game. Slow lands, but it's a little bit too late. Mordekaiser comes back in and picks up the kill on Ashe with that Siphon of Destruction. It's going to escape to the mid lane, it looks like. Maybe try to pick up a kill on Schnuggens, but he's walking past a ward here. Ping's going on to Schnuggens that he's in danger. Annie shows up. Please die, please. Throws down the Tibbers. There's no stun on it. He jumps over the wall. The chickens do just enough damage to kill him through his own shield. It looks like, once again, Red Team's just keeping their lead here. They're already sitting at an 8k gold lead up on the blue team at 17 minutes. That is a massive lead. I'm sorry, a 7.5k gold lead. All right. Red team looking for this dragon buff. Up on the top side of the map, though, Embolation is looking to try to knock down this turret. Hook goes out over the wall, but it's not going to be enough to actually execute the dragon. Embolation might pick up this tower, but it looks like Mordekaiser's going to come in off the screen, throwing that creeping death on the minion to get double the shield generation. Sheriff Wyatt tries to fight Please Die Please, but can't quite get the damage in. She's a little bit too tanky with that Seeker's Arm Guard. I'm sorry, Zoni's Hourglass completed. J-Corn getting good damage in on an Ace of Destruction there. Good QRQ coming out of Lee Sin. J-Corn already changing targets onto Kuju. Kuju now finally throwing out the arrow rather than using it to save his support. Good flash over the wall from Ace of Destruction. Allows him to live a little bit longer. Flash forward with the actual Q take. Will end his life, though. That's something I see on Ashes a lot, is that they save their arrow for the longest time. Let me see here. Was it actually up in time for this fight previously? Alright, Ash Arrow's up, Ash Arrow's up, Ash Arrow's up, Ash Arrow's up. Was it up? It's up this entire time. He runs in, he sees Trist, he doesn't throw Arrow. He instead autos the Braum. Had he thrown Arrow, Thresh would have been much better off. And just opts not to. Alright, back to live, friends. Alright, 10k in 19 minutes. This is an enormous goal differential here at for this early in the game. Alright, red team just kind of forcing in everything that they can. 4 turrets to 0, 2 dragons to 0. Large gold differential. Gold leads in terms of CS and kills in all lanes. Double the kills on everyone in pretty much every lane here. So red team is super far ahead. Please die, please. Scouting out through the jungle. Just being super aggressive here. Throws down Tibbers on Embolation. Stun goes off. It looks like he actually jumps back into the fight right next to Annie. Throws down the Ignite as well. Can't quite get it. Please die, please. Gets a good amount of damage on Diana before he goes down. Good stun. Gets thrown onto Schnuggins. Kuju joins the fight to try to get something done. He walks past Mordekaiser trying to kill Annie, and he can't quite get there. Just not mobile enough on that champion to really dive deep like that. GGs get called, and it looks like blue team agrees to a surrender. Honestly, I don't blame them, because they were so far behind by the time the surrender vote went through. 13k at 20 minutes is a difficult lead to surmount. They really would need to increase their strategy a lot in order to come back in that game. They needed to basically become a roaming gank squad for a bit. Look for picks with Thresh Hooks, Ash Arrows, and Diana jump in, and then stack the damage with Fiora and Zed. And they could pick people off 1v1 for sure, but it would require a long game. Yeah, I don't like surrendering either, but at the same time, I can understand the desire to not want to play out a long game where you're behind for most of it. So surrender goes through. We'll take a peek at some of these damage stats. Honestly, the damage pretty even on red side here. Most of the carries in roughly the same position. Unfortunately, blue team not able to match up. But let's go ahead and get on to the next game.